That was your first time in Squamish, and I made a mission to absolutely blow your mind and to make you regret the past 10 years of coming to Whistler and not Squamish. I mean, I was like you. Well, I used to be in Whistler all the time, and, why would I drive to go to Squamish when I live in Whistler? But we did a pretty epic lap. Can you tell us a little bit about it? That video is going to come out probably shortly after the podcast. But yeah, what can you tell us?
So first of all, I don't regret not coming to Squamish because I did get to do a lot of awesome rides and heli drops and all sorts of stuff. And also, like anybody in the world who's coming to Squamish for the first time, I envy them. To be able to see all that stuff for the first time is the most exciting it's ever going to be, right? After that, you're seeing it again, which is not as exciting. And so yesterday was an awesome day that I've been waiting for a long time, and it Squamish delivered for sure. We started off on some loamers, which I've been on loamers before, and they're just, I always just laugh when I'm going down loamers because they're so steep, and you're like, how does it work? There's a catch berm, and I'm just constantly asking myself, like, how does this even work? How is it this steep and we can just ride down it? I was just having so much fun. I couldn't even find the words for it at the time. And you can kind of hear it in my point of view footage.
Yeah, sure. Following you, I could, I was like, he's having a good time.
A really, really good time. So we kicked it off with that. The energy was really high. And you said, okay, we're going to come up to some jumps. And I should have known, they're going to be proper doubles out in the middle of the woods. And I've really dialed back my risk in recent years. I used to just throw caution to the wind. I'm like, I've done jumps before. All right, let's hit these jumps. And now, especially with the injury and especially with several other little injuries that were completely preventable, having kids, it affects more people now. Like you saw that label that I keep on the back of my phone. Getting hurt ends up affecting not just me. And so I just looked at the jumps and I'm like, I'm not going to ride those. There's no way. And then I guess everybody will have to watch the video to find out what actually happens. But throughout the day, you continually help me manage risk on some very risky features and think it through and plan the line and approach it in a really safe way. And when somebody gets to your level, or another great example is Eric Porter, who has 2 sons. And so not only has he been doing it his whole life, but he's also trying to manage their risk. You see that you can do things that are risky in the safest way possible.
Yeah.
I think you do a really good job of that in your videos. You've had your share of times where it didn't work out, but you've also walked away from things that just didn't feel right. And I think that's a good example to set, because in the past, I've ended up doing some stupid stuff. And it's not always on the biggest, gnarliest stuff. Oftentimes, it's just because I wasn't thinking, or because I'm in a rush and I want to get a shot before the end of the day and I'm under pressure to get something done. There was a video I wanted to do at Whistler this year that I decided not to do because it was going to put me under pressure to progress in a certain way. And I want that to be off camera on my terms, not on camera.
Because if it's on camera, you're like, I have to do it because I've planned that scenario, and if I don't do it, it's not gonna work. Then it's an entire day lost. And
yes, great example. That Walmart bike that I built with the 100 millimeters of travel and all the $6,000 worth of parts. I was originally going to bring that to Whistler. I started talking it over with Dan, my communications manager. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to bring it because. And I'm so glad I didn't, because I had to take an Uber from Vancouver all the way to Whistler. And I was towing all this gear with me. But I thought, okay, it's going to be a huge pain to bring this bike with me.
It's going to traveling with 2 bikes,
and the rest of your clothes and camera gear. Yeah, I'm going to bring this bike with me. It's going to be a huge pain. It's going to be expensive, and I'm okay with all that. But now, because of that, I'm going to feel really, really pressured for it not to be for nothing. And I like, no matter what, I'm going up to Garbo with this thing and dropping in on a 115 millimeter Walmart bike. And is it going to be fine? Probably. But, is that really a risk that's going to be worth it for something so stupid? And so I decided that's probably not a good idea. And Matt Dennison actually has the same bike. And so I was asking him if we want to do it together. He was smart enough to just be like, dude, I'm not doing that. He's like, honestly, I'm worried the rear end's going to snap off or something.
That's a pretty valid concern, I would say.
Yeah.
That's a pretty valid concern.
Yeah. Given what I've done with it already, I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine.
Well, it's fine until it is that.
Making a strong bike is actually not that hard. You can just throw aluminum at it until it's strong. And when you're not trying to make it light, you can do that. And I actually have a new link on it, which is machined aluminum. Not that that would necessarily be the failure point. Probably the little bolts that hold the link on would be. But it's still not worth the risk. It's not like they've tested that bike the way that they test one of your bikes, And so it's a good example of the type of risk management that I'm better at now than I was when I was younger and less experienced and probably with a little more testosterone. Now I'm like, it's not worth it.
More calculated. I think we are, as we get older, more calculated.